Good evening, sir. Did you have a reservation, or shall I find you a seat? Hey. This is GameStop, right? Why, yes, this is GameStop, the #1 rated store for your new and pre-owned gaming needs. We've made a few key improvements since our stock numbers have gone up over 100x since this time last year. Would you prefer some gold-encrusted chicken tendies or some Mountain Dew marinated caviar as your starter? Oh, okay, nope, don't need any of that overly fancy yet somewhat familiar food. I just came to return my copy of Resident Evil Village. I thought that you could somehow seduce the big vampire lady, but it turns out all that she does is kill you, so I'd like my money back, please. I regret to inform you, sir, although we are officially a Michelin 5-star restaurant, we still do not allow returns on anything in the store for any time period for any reason whatsoever. You may only receive store credit. What? But you guys have caviar and golden chicken nuggets. How come I can't have my money back for a game? Yes, it's almost as if all the money that's being dumped into GameStop is still going to make very little improvements on the way that the business is run. But that's a story for another time. Now, if you're not going to pre-order something, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Before the news had hit the market, WallStreetBets came up and bought it. With diamond hands, they knew they'd profit if they could only hold. Soon may the tendy men come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. No deals work.
We unfortunately don't have time to look at sea shanties in this particular episode, but bro, how about them sea shanties, dude? Sumito, when did you become an expert on the stock market? Why, just last week, of course. By scrolling through my Twitter feed, I now know everything that I need to about the stock market, all sorts of financial advice, next week's lottery ticket numbers, and Dogecoin for some reason. You see, when it comes to financial advice, nobody's really an expert. For the most part, everybody just got lucky. The stock market, after all, is just Las Vegas personified and in New York for some reason.
You're going 70 miles per hour. How long would it take you to drive 70 miles?
70, nigga?
Oh, why? Why 70? Explain to the camera why 70.
Because 1 times 70, 70.
Well, who the fuck said anything about 1? Where did 1 come from? You're going 70 miles per hour!
Oh, 1 hour!
And when you think about it, financial YouTubers always tell you that you shouldn't take any of what they say as personal financial advice anyway.
It's like the Buffett Warren billionaire says, the more you earn, the more you drive up here in the Hollywood Hills.
So who's to say that they are any more credible than I, somebody who's turned over $600 in Counter-Strike skins into more than $150 in cold hard cash? I think we all know the answer. So what is currently happening with r/WallStreetBets? Why is everybody spending their stimulus money on stocks rather than food and toilet paper like last time? And why is it that owning stock in GameStop suddenly the equivalent of taking down the bourgeoisie when GameStop would never give you any amount of money in return, regardless of what you're trading in? $4 for Jack 3? Really? I paid $60 for this almost 8 years ago. Do you know how many precursor orbs are? I'm getting caught up. This isn't my point. My point is, I need to do a bit of explaining. For those of you who don't follow the stock market or have no idea what's happening with these memes, you won't be able to appreciate them unless you learn a little bit of financial savviness yourself. So allow me, someone who just taught himself this an hour ago, to explain it to you, someone who probably already knows this and is going to skip ahead 2 minutes. Shorting stocks. I think that's the only point of confusion for people who don't understand what's happening, is the concept of shorting. When you buy a stock, you think that it's undervalued. I'm going to give you $50 for this stock because I think in the future it will be worth more. And then in the future, that stock is worth $100 and I sell it. And now I have made $50 because it went up in value. Congratulations. You can do the opposite of this in the stock market. You can take a look at something and go, hey, this is selling for $100 and I don't think it's worth that much. I think in a month it's going to be worth like $10. So what you can do is you can short that thing. You can sell it right now without owning it and then make a promise that in the future you will buy that thing. And if in a month the price goes down to $10, you've sold it for $100, you've bought it for $10, and now you've made $90. Congratulations. Shorting stocks comes with a few complications and a few pretty hefty pitfalls that explain exactly what's happening with GameStop and WallStreetBets at the moment. A, when you're shorting something, you don't own the stock. You're borrowing stock from somebody who has it already and selling it immediately with the promise that you're going to buy it back later and then give it back to the person you borrowed it from. And if you borrow it while it's expensive, buy it back when it's cheap, that's how you make your money. However, the dangerous thing with shorting stocks is that there isn't a real limit to how much money you can lose. The person who bought the stocks at $50. If the stock plummets to zero, the most that you can lose is $50 for each one of those stocks, right? It can't go negative. But when it comes to shorting stocks, you're doing the opposite. If you're buying it at $5 and you think that the price is going to go down to zero, but in fact the price goes up to $10, you still need to buy that stock to give back what you borrowed, and this means that you're having to pay an extra $5. But there's no limit to how high the stock can go. If, for instance, the $3.50 that GameStop was selling at, and everybody shorted at that price, and suddenly the stock value were to jump up to upwards of $490, and it stayed there, eventually, whatever group of billionaires decided to short this much stock against GameStop would eventually need to pay that price. And WallStreetBets decided that's what we're doing this week. Oh, but the memes don't stop there. No. See, if it was just a story of GameStop rising in price and a bunch of people making money and we all got rich, that'd be great. But as a wise Asian League of Legends player once said, it is not enough for me to win. It must also be that others should lose. This wasn't about us raising up the price in order to be able to make cash off of GameStop. No. This was about us raising up the price to the point where the hedge fund would need to bleed from its gold-filled pockets and teach them a lesson about throwing gambles that affect the livelihood of everyone involved. The hedge fund involved, Melvin Capital, ran directly to the government in order to try and attempt a bailout, try and do anything that they could in order to prevent them from having to pay this money because they couldn't. They would need to be completely dissolved and declare bankruptcy because it was simply too much. Even more shocking, the most popular mobile app used for buying and selling stocks, Robinhood, decided to freeze everyone's ability from buying GameStop stock. I thought it was a free market. You could still sell the stocks, of course, and this wasn't for everybody. If you were a billionaire hedge fund or any of the big players on the move, you could still buy and sell freely. It's just the little guys who were stopped from being able to buy GameStop stock in order to keep the price as low as possible. And of course, by the time the news got a hold of deep fucking value, by the time the news got a hold of the fact that Robinhood had frozen people's ability to buy, more and more people bought in to the best of their ability, and now we're here. I don't know why I spent all that time explaining that when I could have just shown you this meme. I feel like I kind of dropped the ball on that. All right, we got to look at some memes before you guys forget that I'm a meme channel and instead think that I'm a financial channel. Although I do think my CPM would go up, I don't think anybody would take me seriously. So, memes. Me in 2041 pretending hot Nestle brand synthetic water is coffee while I watch the acid rain and remember that one time a few billionaires lost money. In this future, I seem to be an anime girl with thigh-high socks, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm all right with this. People in the 1920s, oh no, the stock market crashed, I'm gonna kill myself. People in the 2020s, hell yeah, the stock market's crashing. I'm probably still gonna kill myself. Oops, sorry, hedge funds. Looks like I learned how to coordinate investing in one dying stock. Guess your entire transfer of wealth is just fucked. This is my economy now. What is this meme? I've never seen this meme before. It kind of looks like me. Why am I in this meme? The thing gamers understood that hedge fund managers didn't is that GameStop never trades at a reasonable price. Ooh. If I was a late night talk show host, I would message this guy and ask if I could steal his tweet to open my monologue with. I guess I am kind of a late night talk show host, but it's on YouTube, so I don't need permission. So fuck you @WellRedneck. This is my comedy now. It's happening. At between 3 and 4:30 PST, a plane will be flying a banner over San Francisco that says, "Suck my nuts, Robinhood." And I slid the pirate an extra some extra money to circle right over Robinhood's headquarters for a while. Go take some photos. I don't even live there. Here's the flight path. There is a follow-up picture, and it says, "Suck my nuts, Robinhood." Oh. If there's one thing you can invest in, whether it be GameStop or AMC or BlackBerry or whatever, the one thing that is sure to always skyrocket is the spiciness of memes. You need to invest in the spiciness of memes and the ruthlessness of shockingly wealthy individuals on the internet. The furry community has learned this just fine. Suspiciously wealthy furries can fund an entire artistic community. Why can't... Where the fuck was I going with this train of thought? What's an exit strategy? Deep fucking Value's got no idea. If he's in, I'm in. Am I just stupid, or have I never noticed this before? Have you guys noticed this one before? Bezos literally... I'm losing my mind. How did I not see this before? Well, that's all the memes that look like they're worth any value. I'll be selling the rest of my stock and hopefully refinancing my mortgage and other financy words to make you think that I know how to stock value. Thanks so much for watching. I have a P.O. box. If you guys didn't get the note, you guys can now send me stuff that I will open on camera. Remember to like and subscribe to the video. I will see you later this week. Spieße!